Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to have a look inside Dragon's Nest Gaming, which is the only WPN store in Norway. Here's a little sneak peek, and I think it is a wonderful store to visit because I had a very good time there. It took me a bit to get there because it's in Stavanger in Norway, and I did my utmost best. I crossed waterfalls, I traveled across the land, I actually really was hiking 40 kilometers, and then I was driving a bit more, rented a car, driving across this horrible landscape just to bring you footage. Bridges were crossed, definitely crazy stuff. There even were tunnels that were 10 kilometers long, and that's not even sarcastic, with roundabouts inside the tunnels. Norway is a crazy country, people, but yeah, kidding aside, it took me a while to get to Stavanger on my trip in Norway. It was towards the end of my trip. A little more, a little past the middle of my trip, I think, timing wise. This is what we call a round on the house. That's when we do an extra round in a cool roundabout. But finally I got there, and I looked it up, and even took a train up the mountain. Scenic route was crazy, folks, totally crazy. Finally got there, and I walked in, and it was just a very cool store. You know, I like to visit stores across the world, and I have mainly been to ones in Europe. I've been to a couple in Japan, but that was before the time I was filming. Been to a couple in the US, also have no footage of that except for some photos maybe somewhere, but I will try to document this as from now on, because every store somehow has a certain charm. You will see Dragon's Nest Gaming is a very cool store. They are very focused on play. I was filming down a bit because I didn't want to intrude too much. It was very busy. It was on a Saturday morning. People were sitting down to play. They had this awesome booster wall here with all the boosters they had available, and commander decks as well. I really liked that. The staff in the store was very friendly, as most of the Norwegians are, I think, in general. They speak English very well, and I asked them about being the biggest store in Norway, and they said no, there's one bigger somewhere, might even be Oslo, but we're the only WPN store. So this is very cool. They had a lot of board games as well, as you see, Warhammer as well. Other stuff, merchandise, t-shirts. They had this really cool foil sheet here. I believe it was from War of the Spark. I will put up a photo so we can have a closer look, but I was amazed by that, because it's always very difficult to get sheets when it comes to Magic the Gathering. Here you can maybe zoom in or whatever if you like. They had a lot of booster packs. Of course, I bought a couple of Kaldheim packs because I wanted to open some Kaldheim in Norway because it fits. I think the Nordic team, you have to have Nordic boosters. I took some Phyrexia boosters along just to have something in case I wouldn't find the store, but I looked it up, and yeah, it happened to be on route of the trip, and my family is okay with me doing a visit to a store once during a holiday or whatever. And the little guy, obviously he likes it because he normally gets a Pokemon booster. My daughter sometimes like it because often stores have like books, and she likes to read, or books or comics or whatever, and my wife just tags along. It is what it is. Here a quick glimpse, and again, I don't want to film the people. I didn't want to film the people too much, but they were sitting down there playing, a lot of them, and they played different games actually. Flesh and Blood was very visible in the store. They had a lot of Flesh and Blood booster boxes and Flesh and Blood, how do you call it, starter decks, or the pre-constructed decks people were playing. Here I bought the Kaldheim booster packs and the Pokemon booster for the kid, and they actually gave me a Phyrexia. I asked if they have any promos or whatever, and they gave me the Phyrexia promo. A lot of Commander decks as well. I heard Commander is very popular in Norway, so that was kind of cool. In general, folks, I love to visit stores, and I love to talk to people. And often now they ask me, and I always ask if I'm allowed to film, and they say, in this case they said yes. And normally up to now in every store they said yes. And then I like to bring you the impressions. I think it's good to see that around the world often the culture and the mindset and the friendliness of the people is more or less the same. I really enjoy that, and I enjoy just it feels a bit like home. Every store is different, but still there's a certain vibe to a fantasy Magic the Gathering board game store that is very uniform across the world, in my opinion, which is awesome to see, because all the people like the same stuff. So yeah, often people say like it's a nerd store and I won't go in there and I feel like intimidated. Don't, because the people are super friendly. Even my wife and my daughter, although it's not their kind of place, but they always find something to look at and to talk to people, and people are just very cool. So Dragon's Nest Gaming, folks, tell me in the comments, please, have you been there? Did you like it? And if you haven't been there, do you want to go there seeing this? You saw the road I had to travel to get this footage to you, right? So it's pretty hardcore. So be aware and think twice about going there if you are not up for the challenge. If you are not a true Viking that can travel across the land. Folks, I hope you had fun with this video. I definitely had fun filming it. I wanted to edit it as soon as possible. My holiday has been a couple of weeks ago. I think I'm home for 2.5 weeks, which is fine, but I just didn't get around to it. And I had some Norway videos up, so I didn't want to spam you with Norway videos. For me, it was like a look back as well, like, hey, that was awesome. So yeah, it was good that I waited a bit to upload and edit this video. Have a great weekend, folks. I probably will talk to you tomorrow, and I hope you stay healthy. Definitely stay frosty, folks. Very important. Thanks a lot for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.